What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm your boy NarikChase, and we are diving into part 2 of the Jeepers Creepers, the video game idea videos that I had said I was going to make. Now, in the first one, I established that I think that the first game idea that I had should focus on characters and a branching narrative, quick time events, branching storylines, character interaction, diverse dialogue, just things to add a bit of meat to the bone in terms of story and characters, because we don't want this to be a cheap slasher flick with none of the characters having any meaning whatsoever. But the second one, for those who are interested as well, is going to be a bit more juicier. I think the second idea is, of all the games where we have a slasher villains as like playable characters and seeing it from their perspective, I think this one has the most meat on the bone. We should definitely play as the Creeper. Now, let's dive into some really cool ideas to be such a effed up character. So, one of the things that I had said was, being a Creeper, it should be open world hunting ground. Now, the best map in terms of this, I think, would be like just a great best map is the map size and layout kind of Far Cry 5. It has the farm country aesthetic to it, and it totally works. I think a map that size with that kind of level of diversity would definitely work for a Jeepers Creepers type game, whether it's vehicular, transportation, traveling, where it's flight. So I think that the map size with the highways, the small towns, the civilians having routes, just open world, lively, I think that would completely work for a game featuring the Creeper. Another thing, I would like to see an evolutionary system built into the character. Now, there are some things I think could work in its favor. For one, because of its power set, I think the more people that can be consumed at a certain level increases, like your speed, your flight, your strength, your durability, your regeneration. I think those things should be taken into consideration in terms of gaining strength and becoming evolved into a more lethal predator. And then also there is the reason why it hunts. I think that yes, you should have, like, because the Creeper eats people's parts to replenish its own. I believe it's not really shown to replenish its own unless it's damaged, but we're giving it's indicated that for, like, he eats people parts, but there's certain parts you can't eat. So if you eat somebody's liver, we don't know that his liver's going out. But you've seen parts where he has been damaged and or injured, and he will eat somebody's hand or whatever piece to replenish that. So if you eat people's eyes out, we don't see his eyes necessarily going bad, but we get the impression that yes. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Say, like, your vision starts to get blurry, starts to get black around the edges, and then you got to eat people with eyes. Your strength fails, you got to eat people's arms or something like that. You get damaged, you have to go hunt somebody and go eat their part to replenish your health. Completely great ideas to work on. And then the more evolved you become, the more efficient this devouring system works out in your favor. I think that is completely a great idea. Also, in the film, you see that the Creeper weaponizes body parts, for bones and stuff. He'll take bones to make like a bone dagger. He took bones to make a shuriken. I think it'd be pretty cool to harvest people's parts as well, not only to heal yourself or evolve yourself, but also to make weapons, replenish weapons. I think that's actually a pretty cool scale to actually be working with. Another interesting aspect that I think is the fear factor that the Creeper does have. I think, and it should work in several levels. Now, if you're stalking a person, you scaring them makes them more visible to you and the part that you want from that character. That'd be like cool. Like, say, like he hones in on somebody, we get kind of like, I don't don't know, X-ray vision of the part that we want, and when we're stalking them, you know, the more scared that character becomes, the more we can visually see him through the sense, him smelling and everything. He can go hide and stuff, and we can start seeing him more and more. It's like he gets brighter and brighter the more scared he gets. I think that works. I think that if there's a crowd of people or something, you should be able to scare them into splitting up or something like that. You could stalk them. You could, you know, wrestle through the grass, be like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? You could go, you throw something over there, get their attention, be like, oh my gosh. You know, I think that'll actually work. And then there's the fear in terms of scale. So if you go to a town, if you go to a house, a community or something, the more people you attack there, the more scared everybody gets. And then, of course, making it, therefore, easier for you to stalk and eliminate your prey. So I think those are actually pretty cool ideas as well. It's a bit of kind of like the reputation system from Saints Row. I think that it works out just like that. The more you do, you know what I'm saying? Another thing is kind of like the escalation system. I think that'll work as well. First you go, you know, phase 1, missing persons, and then you got phase 2 when you start, you know, wilding out even more. The armed locals start going after you, and then phase 3, law enforcement starts going after you. Phase 4, military starts coming after you. Helicopters, generally in these types of open world games, GTA, Red Dead Redemption, Hulk, Ultimate Destruction, the more you start to level up and progress in the story, the bigger the threats are that come after you to stop you. I think that will work as well. You know, the military starts coming after you, helicopters start shooting you out of the sky. Another thing that I wanted to introduce too is the flight system. This game should theoretically play over the 23-day period. So you could just wake up one day as the newly awakened creeper on day 1, and you got 23 days to just wild out. And you're generally gaining your strength over that time. So yes, you can attack somebody and experience to build up your super strength. And then flight generally starts off as like maybe a high jump, and then a float, and then a brief gust, and then just total flight after a while. I think, and then you know you got your truck. You can actually weaponize the truck to be more offensive, defensive, speed-wise, storage. Like there'll be so many great. Like when you go kill somebody or harvest their body or something, you can use the truck to harvest a bunch of them. I mean, you could say, hey, I could fly with a body and then go back to my base. Boy, or you go around, kill a whole bunch of people, like armed military guys that was after you, load up the truck, drive it on home. It's just so many great ideas. And then given the thing that the creeper can control, like with his weapons and stuff, it'd be kind of cool if you can do the kind of that thing that Kratos does in the God of War game, where you can throw an axe and then you can just call it back. That'd be freaking awesome. But there are so many different ways we can go with a Jeepers Creepers game following the creeper, open world, hunting, stalking people, your senses, evolutionary cycles, getting stronger, gaining experience, customizing not only your look, your weapons. Maybe they could introduce new like physical alterations as well, because in the films he's got the little thing like this. But maybe you can have bigger claws, more hair, bladed arms, each one. And I didn't even talk about like combat. You know, like you could evolve your combat to be more long distance, like when you're throwing like shurikens and stuff, to be much more effective with it. The spear, the axe for like close range. Like there is so much in terms of just gameplay mechanics that could be introduced in a game featuring the creeper. So guys, I don't want to ramble too much longer, but I got the idea out there. And in the comment section below, let me know, what are your thoughts? Do you think a creeper game would be a good idea? What are some mechanics that I didn't introduce that you could talk about as well? Let me know that in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification button to get the best of what we got going on. We'll definitely catch you guys later.